Welcome everybody inside the Squared Circle and on YouTube as we are recapping Full Gear. As always, I'm your host Bobby.
I'm Joshua.
Tonight was
A late night.
a late night. Wow, what a long pay-per-view! But I'm gonna tell you, it was such a great ride. Didn't start off that way. I don't know if any of our viewers had Xfinity, but we had a lot of problems
Some technical difficulties.
trying to get onto it. Bought the pay-per-view. Xfinity fed me some crap, but nevertheless, we found a way. Only we missed half of the first match.
Darby Allin versus MJF.
And of course, I'm never going to hear the end of it because that's the only one my wife wanted to watch. But,
we don't pick the order, woman.
we don't get to pick it. So, we are such a great pay-per-view. At the beginning part, I felt like I had bipolar though, because I was like, why AEW? So great.
That was like that. That would be the FTR match.
Oh,
right?
no, there was a couple others where I'm
okay.
like, love AEW, hate you, why? Love you, hate you. And it's just all based on the really, 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 really bad referee. It never seems like there's a we don't know what we're doing, or we're looking in the wrong direction, or just little things that
I feel like I could call the match sometimes better from the couch.
and maybe it's just because I've been watching it for years. We've been watching it for years. We know what the stuff to look for, and it's different as a fan. But so we're gonna be recapping this. So we're gonna start off by giving our predictions, and
and
then,
what we thought were gonna happen before we moved into the pay-per-view.
and we're gonna keep track. I will say that both of us were wrong twice. So we're gonna start off. This is not in order, by the way, because why?
For those of you guys keeping track of us.
Right, keeping tabs. First off, this was a match that I was really looking forward to, and that's going to be the no hold barred Christian Cage and Jurassic Express versus the Super Click, the Young Bucks and Adam Cole. Baby. Adam Cole, the Young Bucks come out in pink with pink beards, pink hair.
Purple.
It was pink. I think it was a tribute to Bret Hart because of the pink and black. JR said the same. He thought the same. Adam Cole came out with the pink and black trunks. But Christian Cage and Jurassic Express, they weren't about outfits today. It was blue jeans and let's fight. They were there to kick some butt and take some names. And they definitely did that. Busted Adam Cole wide open. I would love to know the stitch count
Tonight.
tonight.
There's a lot of bleeding.
There was. I mean, it definitely was.
I don't understand why they needed so much of that, but
I enjoyed it.
I'm not complaining, but
just
it's
different.
Just unnecessary sometimes to overbleed as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not talking. I mean, Adam Cole had a crimson mask.
I mean, when you go all the way up into the last match where you got Hangman who was barely bleeding to Adam Cole who was profusely bleeding, you got a couple of different levels of red there.
Yeah,
so,
that's for sure.
So who you got on this match?
So this one I had Christian Cage and Jurassic Express.
All right, I picked Super Elite.
This was just chaos from the word go. This is what I wish the 10-man match would have been, but
eventually that broke down to chaos.
Yeah, we'll get there. But it was just back and forth. This is a rivalry that has
we've seen Jungle Boy get taken out by this rivalry. We've seen Christian get taken out by this rivalry. We've seen Jurassic Luchasaurus get taken out by this rivalry.
We've seen Bobby Fish come into play to help soften.
So this rivalry has gone across AEW for
I would say
at least a month and a half to 2 months.
Yeah, since Adam Cole came to.
Yeah, it's the first big rivalry Adam Cole's been a part of. So I would definitely say that it's definitely been a big chunk of our AEW viewership right now. So
I'm happy. I'm hoping it's going to come to a head.
I'm hoping it's over with.
Me too.
I'm hoping that we can get some Adam Cole, baby. One-on-ones and finally get some Adam Cole action.
I think so too. I will say I don't know why we kept going for the concerto.
I think that was because of how it wrapped up. I think that everyone kind of, because when we returned with Christian Cage last week, a couple weeks ago, when he returned back to a Dynamite, he returned by delivering the concerto.
Right.
So, and how this match ended was with the concerto. So it was all leading up to.
Well, and then concerto. It also, it was going to be Adam Cole. It started with Adam Cole. He was placed on the chair. Christian went for him, and he goes, no, hands the chair to Jungle Boy and says, you need to do it. Well, Jungle Book took a deep breath, and he just couldn't.
You just called him Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. It's been a long night, y'all. You're gonna have to give me one or two. Jungle Boy just couldn't do it. But after the low blows and after Christian jumping off of he went probably, I'm going to say at least
a story and a half.
Yeah, fell through a story and a half. Taken out the Young Bucks and their two entourage, their goons. After watching Jurassic Luchasaurus do an amazing
shooting star press off the ramp
onto Nick Jackson and Adam Cole and the other two goons. After getting low blowed and after all these things, he was finally at the end was able to.
He stopped Christian and said, "Hey."
He's like, no,
I'm ready.
I can do it now. I got this. And poor Nick Jackson had to suffer the concerto instead of Adam Cole.
But Adam Cole, man, that drop onto the chair from Jungle Boy, busted him open real good. This was an entirely nasty match when you think about it. Those knee pads that
the tax,
the Super Elite made too,
and then putting tax into Jungle Boy's mouth, with the super kicks. I couldn't watch that because there's sports entertainment, there's wrestling, but how do you fake?
That's like ECW old school
style, like it brought that ECW fan out of me, but for a minute I was like, I don't know how that's gonna look. But you could see him try to spit as many out as he could while they were doing the running around and kissing thing that they do.
But nevertheless,
when it was all said and done
and the dust was settled,
Christian Cage and Jurassic Express came up with the win against the Super Click, and Josh suffered his first loss in predictions. Starting the night, kind of backpedaling a little bit, we had Darby Allin versus MJF in what I'm going to say is a
pillar versus pillar match.
I'll say pillar versus pillar, and I'm also going to say a very dark feud. It's been more than just slinging mud at each other.
Yeah, I'd say because we took out Darby Allin. He was gone for
the
weeks.
Pinnacle.
Yeah, the Pinnacle took him out. He was gone for weeks. And then now we've taken out Sting, who didn't get taken out for weeks, but he was definitely got made an example of. And then we had the brawl last week on Dynamite. So we've definitely seen some bad blood between these guys.
Yeah.
It's not just, jumping on the mic and starting a feud for no reason.
Shots fired.
We are definitely had some good story between these two. So that's what this match was solely based upon.
So going into this match, I had MJF.
I also had MJF.
Just because we know the lengths that MJF will go to, and you just can't, even though you always want the good guy, you always want the heel to come out. MJF will stoop.
You always want the face to win,
right?
But
the heel will stoop to whatever, and MJF certainly did that. Not going to lie to you guys, I didn't get to see the match as we were having the technical difficulties at this time. What I do know is that
the real loser was the wife.
Yeah, the real loser of the night was my wife. But nevertheless, our predictions stay intact. MJF was able to pick up the win. Of course, dirty like we said he would.
He did hit. I do know that he did hit him with the diamond ring to pick up the win.
That is true. So, 2 for 2.
I'm 1-1.
1-1.
That's
1-1.
We get better as the night goes on.
All right. This match right here gave me bipolar, and that would be the AEW Tag Team Championship match. The Lucha Brothers trying to get back their AEW Tag Team Champions from FTR. They tried to get it back from FTR.
They're trying to retain him from FTR.
They lost them.
They lost.
The Triple A's. I'm sorry. That's two.
That's true. You're only supposed to get one, bud.
Anyway, going in this match, who you had?
I had the Bros.
As well. I had the Lucha Bros in this.
Although I think we had talked that I think it would have been better if they would have switched the titles.
I think so too.
Because they should have had the AAA titles. I think the Bros should have the AAA titles as opposed to the AEW championships. But that's neither here nor there.
This match was without a doubt.
This stirred some feelings in him deeply.
This was without a doubt the most convoluted tag team match that I have ever seen in my wrestling life. How can a referee be so bad at his job? All he's got to do is count to 3 and watch for interruptions. Terry Blanchard blatantly grabbed the leg of Phoenix. We had both Cash and Wheeler in the ring at the same time.
For probably almost the entire match.
Just y'all don't deserve to have a tag team division. Y'all can't get it right.
And I think it's like somebody just like sounds a horn invisible, like a horn that we can't hear, and it's just like, okay, we're just gonna start going crazy.
Circus, yeah.
It's just like we're gonna start going crazy because, like, again, later on we'll talk about the 5-on-5 match, and it's just like as soon as one thing happens, it all breaks down, and everything goes crazy.
And that's right. I mean, the first 2 or 3 minutes of this match, it was a tag match, and then after that, it turned into a tornado tag match,
right. But it was only a tornado on one side,
right?
Because FTR was the only 2 people
The heels get to break whatever rules
the
they
heels
want.
did whatever they wanted to do, but
The Lucha Bros had to.
The faces were tagging in.
But
they couldn't have an illegal tag happen that the ref didn't see. No. Get out of the ring. Get out of the ring.
And I do believe that this match we're going to see this again because of the controversy end. So at the end of the match, the FTR decided to go under the ring and put on their masks from their luchador persona. And because the ref didn't know who was legal, which one member of FTR has hair, the other's Mr. Clean Bald.
Right, but if they had masks on, you're not going to see.
You can see the hair. Come on now.
But that's the illusion that it brings. Like with my beanie on, you can't really tell that I have hair.
You put a seam down and I'll be able to tell you have hair. But then again, I'm not a blind AEW tag team ref.
Right. I'm also not a blind referee who gets paid to be blind.
True story. But anyway, Cash was originally supposed to be the legal man. Wheeler's the one that got pinned.
The only thing I can think about is what if the shoe was on the other foot and FTR was the people who got the pin, and it was actually like the same thing happened with for the opposite team. Like, would they be bitching then?
No.
Right.
Because of the heels, they have to have it.
Right.
You know. But
I mean, don't get me wrong, FTR is a great tag team, but
and they showed it, the resilience of both members of the Lucha Bros and FTR.
I mean, this was a great tag team match. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking negatively about it in any way.
It was an amazing match. Right. The crowd was in it. This was awesome chance. The resiliency, some of the best I've ever seen. The referee.
I think
some of the worst I've ever seen.
I think Aubrey Williams is probably the best referee that they have.
You know what? I liked the referee before he got knocked out in our main event tonight. The older gentleman with hair, not the Mr. Clean old guy, the blind guy from this match. I think he does a good job. She has a slow count.
Okay, but she has a slow 10 count on the outside because
her 3 counts are terrible.
Because if she counts out the 10, like I've never seen an AEW match end by count out.
True story.
I'm just saying.
They could count to 1,000,000. They still wouldn't count them out.
I think that they count to like 5 and just stop counting.
Right.
Even JR made a comment about how Aubrey Williams has a slow 10 count because she's a people pleaser.
She has a slow 3 count too, I'm telling you. And we see that in a few other matches. But nevertheless, guys, this tag team match ends with a retain of the Lucha Bros. They retain their titles.
How about the Eddie Guerrero tribute?
Absolutely. We saw a lot of that tonight. I was very angry. I'm going to say I was very upset by the fact that Cash Wheeler decided that he was going to mock. You know, if you're going to do something to pay tribute to a legend like Eddie Guerrero, you do it the right way. He mocked him.
Right.
But the Lucha Bros definitely paid homage to him with the Three Amigos and the Frog Splash that did not look like a Rob Van Dam splash.
Neither did the Three Amigos. The Three Amigos were really
they hit
really bad.
Yeah. So
but, nevertheless, they still paid tribute, I think, in their own way.
Viva la raza.
But
so
nevertheless, Lucha Bros win, retain the titles, and
once again,
thank goodness for that because Lucha Bros haven't had the titles very long, and they had one heck of a cage match to win the titles from the Young Bucks. So
that's
they
true.
Definitely deserve to keep the titles. So.
All right, guys, get my boy counters out. because it's time for the 10-man tag match for the evening, which was the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, Jack Hager, his boy Sammy Guevara,
My boy.
Santina, and Ortiz versus Men of the Year, Ethan Page, Scorpion Sky, American Top Teams, Junior Dos Santos, Andrade Arlovsky, I know I'm saying that wrong, and Dan Lambert.
I will just say that my prediction was a right 100% all the way down to who was pinning who to get the win.
So I didn't go that far. I just, I didn't know that we were going that far into this betting thing. I just knew there was no way the El Champion was going to lose this match. So I was going Inner Circle 100% way.
So I went the Inner Circle with Jericho pinning Lambert.
So this match started off as a tag match. This was the most of a tag match I've seen from AEW until we heard that invisible horn sound.
And you were like, is this a street fight? Like, is this a street fight? I don't understand how this is a street fight. They're all fighting in the tag match. I don't understand. And I'm like, it's a street fight, buddy. It's a street fight.
Like, we had the 3-on-3 match, and it was just chaos. I wasn't ready for this. I was like, is this an elimination tag? Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is not right. But that horn went off, and chaos. I mean, we had hockey sticks, footballs, helmets, bundt pants, toasters.
At one point, we had what did we have? Oh, we had a lead pipe. We had ladders. We had tables. We had what else did we have in here? I'm pretty sure that's
kendo sticks.
We did have a lot of kendo sticks.
Trash can.
Lots of trash cans tonight. Every single match almost had a trash can in it. Pretty much wraps up all the weapons.
That did match up the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Once this thing broke down, you couldn't follow it.
The crowd spot was pretty great with Ortiz, I think, getting using the security guard to
absolutely. I thought that was awesome. Except for the fact that the fan that got kicked in the head,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
He'll get a free T-shirt. He'll be all right.
He'll get free tickets. It's fine.
Yeah. Just first of all, Dan Lambert, you are a billionaire. Why would you dress in a blue tracksuit?
And you ripped your ass out of it, buddy.
He did too. Like, come on, man. Not only that, but you was dancing around the ring, making a fool of yourself. A fool.
Slapping Chris Jericho in the face.
Right. Not even hitting him, just slapping him. It was crazy to think that a guy who builds and promotes these MMA fighters was such a coward. I could use a lot of other words, but Chris Jericho took those ones already, and I don't feel like saying all that. This is a family show.
So it is.
We try to keep it a family show.
We try.
The best hands down move of this match was Sammy Guevara.
My boy.
Is
it the ladder spot?
We had the ladder spot.
Yeah.
Where American's top team, Andre Arlovsky, was laid on the table. Jericho sets up this ladder that can only be described as...
It's a Jeff Hardy ladder.
Right. That's the only way I know how to describe it. And he just arms out, Shane McMahon backflips onto the table. Incredible. Just incredible. Loved it.
He is smiling when he hits the UFC guy at the bottom. Like, literally smile on his face. That's how much fun he's having.
I also want to point out the fact that Junior Dos Santos, another UFC guy, thought, you know what? You know what's a good idea? I'm going to go top rope. Aubrey Edwards holds the ladder for Sammy.
Oh, yeah, she does. And then I thought it was funny that another one of the American Top Tiers guys. I think it was I can't even remember. It was either Scorpio Sky or Ethan Page got smacked in the face with the chair bus.
Right, he did. And another thing about the note, like, what was his Santa, the one that was had the Kiss mask on, the Kiss face paint, had a chair on his neck, put through the ring post. He's in the ring, completely no sold that, just completely no sold, and he's back in the ring. What are we doing? Like, just chaos. I really wanted someone to go coast to coast with the trash can.
You were asking for it, and you really thought my boy Sammy was gonna do it, but then he does this one-time bomb off the top of the ladder.
He goes, nobody's crazy enough. Said Sammy's up on a Jeff Hardy ladder. You really think he's crazy? He's crazy. Crazy. And then the legend that was there got to lock in the Iron Claw onto Ethan Page. I thought that was fantastic use of him.
We got another Eddie Guerrero tribute from Chris Jericho in this match.
And this was the one where Chris Jericho, you got to know your limits, buddy. You hit the Three Amigos perfectly. That frog splash, though. I'm going to say RVD, not Eddie Guerrero. But I love the intentions behind it. I also love the little, like, maybe? Like, he wasn't sure about it, but he was like, maybe. All right, let's do it. Like, wasn't sure, but you know what? We're going to hit it. And the Inner Circle win this bout by pinfall of Dan Lambert. And thank God, because I am so tired of hearing him talk. So he ain't be able to talk.
I really want them to come out with a trios belt. Like a trios belt. You know, you have a tag belt, you have a trio belt.
Yeah, we've got all these.
We got all of these groups.
Those
the MMA guys screwed
up. Absolutely had no idea.
I feel like they were like deers in headlights. But yeah, a trios belt would be great because we have all these groups,
right?
And we have no belts, you know. But like like the Super Elite, we just had the Christian Cage, right? We have the Christian Cage, Jungle, Jurassic Express thing.
You've got the Dark Order.
We got the Dark Order. You know, you got the Inner Circle. You have the Alpha Academy or whatever they call themselves. What do they call themselves?
America's Top Team.
America's Top Team. Yeah, right. But yeah, they really benefit from a trios belt in this day and age. So
after this match, we have CM Punk. It's clobbering time versus Eddie Kingston. Now, this match,
first of all, I'm going to go on the record and say that CM Punk has been overly exposed since coming to AEW because we see him at least twice, sometimes 3 times a week, and that is way overly exposed. You should probably only be using him at the most twice a month when he's under contract.
He's not Brock Lesnar.
Okay, but let's think about this, okay? When you have Eddie Kingston fighting him and you have people fighting him and your crowd is split 50-50 and CM Punk, who has only been wrestling in the past 7 years, this is now his 5th match in AEW.
Yep.
And your crowd is split. That means the crowd is already getting tired of him.
I don't think the crowd's getting tired of him. I think that.
Hold on. The crowd also does boo or not cheer as loudly when Cult of Personality comes on.
The pop is starting to get lessened. I do believe after this match that is going to start decreasing. The first and foremost predictions of this match you got?
CM Punk, they were going to let him lose.
Again, yeah. Punk, man, best in the world. This was, without a doubt, a fight. This was not a wrestling match. This was a brutal fight. Eddie Kingston said it very blatantly. I don't care about wins or losses. I care about beating you.
No, he didn't say beating you. He said, I care about kicking your butt.
The crowd
Chanted
lauded for Purple Rain. Purple Rain. I did forget about the Purple Rain sign.
We did forget about the
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you. Yeah, they did. That's what's crazy. Like, I will say this. I really wish the match would have ended with that handshake. Just because.
I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad it didn't because this feud started for no reason and it now it has a reason to continue at least.
I don't think it needs to continue. I think someone's going to get hurt. First of all, Eddie's a man, okay? COVID is real. My man is busted open, swipes the blood, and rubs it on his face. COVID is real.
I don't think he would have done that if he didn't think that it was safe.
What? I don't care.
Meaning that I don't think he would have done that if he didn't think that, CM Punk.
And then he spits on him, wipes his hand in the blood, and then puts it back on his face.
War paint, man. War paint. Let's go.
Crazy. I will say it took two.
But only because he couldn't get up after he couldn't literally physically get on the pin.
I don't think he would have got him on the first one. Eddie had a lot left in him still. I'm really upset that the ref had to slow the match down. I think that when they got in the ring, get out the ring, ring the bell. Like, why did we need to have that? Like,
well, Kingston jumped Punk before the match even started.
Right, you still had that, so why not? Punk got in, ding ding, let's go. Like, let's get it on. Right from the get, you knew it was an explosive element. Crowd was, again, as we said, a crowd was 50-50. Man, I don't know who's crazier, Jon Moxley or Eddie Kingston.
Is CM Punk doing this whole Seth Rollins thing where he just got to wear different outfits every day of the week?
Right.
Like,
we fight in trunks. We fought in pants. We fought in MMA gear. We're just going to go out with what we want. Like, here's what's going to work today. It's just interesting to see that. But nevertheless, stitches or no stitches, CM Punk walks away with the win. And again,
and with stitches.
And with like I said, I would really like to know the stitch count for tonight. So CM Punk walks away. Now, this match handed me my first loss in my predictions. This is the Bryan Danielson pulling. Oh yes! Whoa, Brian, thank you.
Let's pump the brakes here.
Pump the brakes. Woo, woo. What about the shot that CM Punk took at John Cena with the running elbow back to back and then pop it up? Can't see me. He called him number one. But what a shot to John Cena. Like,
I had to look at I looked up at you and I looked down again and looked up at you. I was like, did he just go for the 5-knuckle shuffle?
I was actually waiting for him to go. You can't. I was like, did he really just do that? I'm like, that's not okay. That's like Cody Rhodes continuously trying to hook for the pedigree.
Right.
Like, one of these times he's just gonna hit it. Mistakenly, but he's gonna hit it. So thanks, Brian. I'm so upset I forgot that. But we did cover. Thanks, Brian, for not letting me forget. Back to the Bryan Danielson versus Miro. I had Miro winning this match, and the reason why is because our main event of the evening was
just for one fall
was Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. And I just thought in my mind, I want in my heart, I wanted Hangman to win, but in my mind, what's a better draw? Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson, or Hangman and Miro? We haven't got to see a finish to Omega and Danielson.
But we also haven't gotten to see Danielson Hangman.
That's true. So I thought, what a better way to throw that monkey wrench in there, just have Miro do it.
Well, that seems to be the odds-on favorite. Just throw Miro at everything. I mean, Moxley can't compete, so let's just throw Miro at
And that was my thing, is because Moxley stays in this tournament, Moxley wins the whole thing. Okay? And then this whole thing comes full circle. But because, Moxley, took that time off that he needed, Miro got thrown in that spot. So why not? It was already planned for Moxley. Miro's in the spot. Just give it to Miro. So that was my reasoning behind that.
I had Danielson.
So we get in this match. And
but before we start, and before we forget to talk about it, because we're going to get excited and talk about the match, and then we're going to move on. JR, Colin, Danielson, Daniel Bryan.
And then it took him a good
couple of minutes
to realize
what he did.
Yeah. Third wall, can't do that. No.
How about that?
Like, JR is really bad at them solo. But you got to know the man worked for WWE for so long. Like, that's just...
I know, but so this is my thing. When you're a commentator and you go from one company to another company and then back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, like, you gotta know that's gonna happen.
Right.
And good old JR, he's getting up there.
Mine ain't what he used to be.
He's done good at his job. However, you gotta know that stuff's not okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
back to the match. Wow. I didn't think Daniel Bryan, like I said, I didn't have him winning it. I didn't think he had what he had in him.
I didn't think this match was going to be that good. I thought that if anything, this was just going to show more Danielson just, being what Danielson does,
Make people tap.
Not only that, but, again, when he usually faces a David versus Goliath situation, it usually turns out to be some type of weird scenario that he wins by, something like that. But, to have him counter, Game Over the way that he countered Game Over, and, to have him beat Miro the way that he beat Miro, by, making him pass out. Again, Danielson's one of those strange characters that we've seen him not really have a set finisher that he's beaten every single person with. It's been one of those things where he's pretty much beaten people with a lot of different things every single time he's gone out there. So you can't really predict what he's going to beat you with when he goes out there. So you can't really prepare, and that's what makes it really good, and that's what makes it really nice.
And hats off to Bryan. We know that Miro's had some neck injuries, and that's kind of been his Achilles heel. And I really hope that he's okay. That drop from the top rope onto Miro's neck area looked kind of bad. I don't know if he landed on his head, but it looked like he did to me. So I really hope that wasn't the case, because all we need is another, Lance Archer situation.
Hats off to D. Bryan for also going for the opposite leg that was wrapped. I think I made a comment about that.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I said, why? You've already know this one. He's like, well, if you already got one bad leg, go for the other bad leg. Make it just as bad, man. You ain't got no legs. And then I also Another thing we were kind of talking as the match was on, we saw Miro with Orange Cassidy when he locked in Game Over. He kind of just flipped back and locked it in so he couldn't get away. Well, the first time Miro did it, he didn't do that. And he was like, why wouldn't you? Game over. Why would you do that? Well, the second time, he does do it. And what does Danielson do? He knows it, rolls up and tries to roll up for the cover.
You said that's why you didn't do it the first time.
I did. He knew. I mean, that's why. That's why he didn't do it. But when it was all said and done, the new number one contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Champion is Bryan Danielson, and I received my first loss in the prediction column.
So that puts us tied.
So we are tied.
So those keeping records.
Oh, this match right here. We've got the AEW Women's Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Ty Conti. I had Britt Baker in this. I really believe that Britt Baker is the cornerstone of the AEW women's division. They're not going to let her drop that belt.
At least not yet.
Not yet.
Not until they find somebody that can go toe to toe with her. And I don't believe that. This was a great match, but unfortunately, I don't think it's Ty Conti that can go toe to toe with her.
I think Ty Conti made a lot of mental errors tonight.
For sure.
Every time she kind of got Britt to that point, she would kick out at those twos. She had that self-reflecting moment. And with somebody like Britt Baker, you can't have that. You gotta continue to pour it on. The numbers game came in to affect a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Well, not only that, but Ty Conti eventually did take out the numbers game, and it went down to one-on-one. And even when it was one-on-one, we've seen those moments where she had that one-on-one time, and she still wasn't able to finish it off because she was having, like you said, those self-reflecting moments.
Britt Baker needs to sell more. Britt is not indestructible. I agree. I think Britt.
I think that they have to make her look like that because she is one of the only females.
I don't think they have to make her like that. I think that she's like that because she knows that they're not going to take it.
I think I describe her, and I'm going to get a lot of probably tarnished for this, but it's fine. I think she's like the Charlotte Flair of the AEW women's division. Because I feel like she's not willing to roll over to anybody. They have to be somebody, because if you look at her record, she's only got the one loss. She's willing to lie down when it's needed, but she's not going to lie down to just anybody. She's not going to lose that title to just anybody. She'll do it, but it's not just going to be to anybody.
Well, and I also believe that that's the pedestal that Tony Khan has put Britt Baker on.
I mean, when she was down with no surgery, with the plastic surgery reconstructive,
nose reconstructive surgery, when she was on commentating things like that, they were just hyping her up, like Britt Baker's going to return, da-da-da-da-da. So she was already getting that good story built for her to return. So Tony Khan was definitely building up a good story for her. So it's definitely not, it may not even just be just her. But just like all champions and all people that hold the belts, eventually
they will fall.
To be honest with you, I think it's gonna be Ruby Soho.
I don't.
She has to sell her opponent's moves. And I agree with you, Brian. She does need to.
I don't,
because there were several times that Tony hit her with a great shot, and it would she kind of just fell, you know. And I think that's a problem AEW wide. So
I was gonna say I think it's not even just a Britt Baker problem. I think it's just an AEW problem because like we talked about the chair around the neck earlier. 2 seconds later, he was in the ring fighting.
Yeah.
It's just like even the commentator said, "Where did he come from? He just had a chair wrapped around his neck." Da, 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 da. Like I think it was Tony Schiavone who said that.
Yeah.
It's just like all AEW wide has a problem with either they don't sell enough or they get to the point to where like they're Lance Archer and they try to do
too much.
So safety is obviously number one, but like when you're doing something that's supposed to be entertaining, you also have to make everyone look good.
So with that being said, Britt Baker did, obviously retain her women's championship. So at this point, we are tied up in the predictions still. And that moves us in to the main event of the evening. And it is scheduled for one fall. We've got the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega versus
the greatest wrestler in the world.
Versus cowboy shit himself, Hangman Adam Page. Once we got to this point,
I wanted to sleep.
110%. Not gonna lie to you. I was there. And then when he said 60-minute time limit, I went, no, you better not. Not. Man, TikTok, man,
right.
TikTok.
TikTok on the clock. Like, it's like one of those, like, can it just be a quick roll-up 5-minute match? Like,
I know. I missed my WWE. We're 11 o'clock. Let's
right, that's
cut
it, man. Cut it off. Cut the feed. We done.
But that was not the case.
But the shoot, they went for another 35, 40 minutes.
They did. And then Tony Schiavone says we're going to stay with the action as long as we need to.
And I was just like, yeah, as long as it doesn't go over 60 minutes.
right. Like, this match is not going to end in a draw.
Right.
That's for darn sure. But both of us had Hangman.
Whoa. No, we didn't. You had Omega. I had Adam Page.
I had in here.
Let's tell the audience the truth.
In here, ladies and gentlemen, in here, I had Kenny Omega. But in here, it was cowboy shit all the way. Okay. I just love the persona of Hangman Adam Page. Just love the persona. I think Adam Page is the embodiment of a comeback story. To take that much time off, to step aside for a while, and he had a kid, and to come back and have the quality match that he had with the hands down the best wrestler of this generation, Kenny Omega, speaks volumes to a guy. This was 100% worth waiting for.
I told you it was going to be. I told you, I have been saying this for weeks on our podcast. This match was going to be worth it. The storyline has been building. The payoff was going to be worth it.
Nothing was better than him and the Marshmallow Sorry.
I told you that this payoff is going to be worth it. What was better than having him hold the title at the end of the night? Nothing.
And then to have Dark Order come.
Right. Dark Order came. They congratulated him. They were standing at on the ramp. He waved him down to the ring. Like,
only move that I disagree with him is when the man from Dark Order handed him a beer. He threw it down and went for a hug.
But even Matt Jackson gave him
the nod.
Even a Jackson brother gave him a nod to hit a buckshot lariat on Kenny Omega. That's how much full circle we have come. Because it was the Jackson brothers who were supposed to be in his corner when he originally fought for the AEW title.
And they were not.
A year ago. And they were not. And now here we are. He's all by himself.
And they give him the nod. Don Callis, great job. It's not often I like when managers get involved and the roles that they play. Don Callis,
he does do his role well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like he went from another organization. If you guys aren't familiar with that, he played his role well there as well. So I can't really fault him for anything that he does. I mean, he's kind of a bastard, but I mean that's kind of his role. So
that is. I mean, that is his role. That is his role, 100%. That elbow shot to the table to put Omega through the table.
That looked a little like it may have hurt both of them, though. I'm not gonna lie, because that table didn't look like it broke the proper way, even if it broke at all.
Yeah, it didn't look like the softest landing that I've seen.
Yeah. And when Hangman came out, I was gonna say this to you: his cowboy boots slipped off of the when he was getting on the you know how they have the rails on the outside to like get the fans. They always have those things on them. His boot slipped. It looked like he smacked his face on the guardrail.
Gotta love it, you know, things like that. But this match was amazing. Adam Page hits the one-winged angel. On Kenny Omega. Adam Page took 3 standing V triggers and 3 rope V triggers. Can't say enough about this match and the resiliency
of both guys
and the willingness to go out there and put on the main event and to showcase what wrestling is all about, for sure.
I mean, I can't say this enough, for us to go from them being the tag team champions for almost 250 days as the tag team champions, to then despising each other, to then now to the kind of match performance that we just had tonight. I mean, it just speaks wonder to what long-term storytelling can put us at.
100%.
You know, that's why I've been anticipating this match for so long.
100%. Well, guys, it has been a long night as we roll into the 1 a.m. hour.
And just for everyone's records, we got tied. We lost 2 predictions apiece.
We did. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us here inside the Squared Circle. Do not forget, on Wednesday, we will be with the All Elite Hour. Josh and I will be. On Saturday, we are going to have that's going to be Friday night. We are going to have the Survivor Series Quiz Bowl.
Survivor Series!
And then on Sunday night, 30 minutes after Survivor Series, we're going to have a Survivor Series recap show. You're not going to want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. For me, Bobby.
I'm Jasper.
You guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next time inside the Squared Circle. Good night, everybody.